Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode of Quran Weekly, where I share with you verses of the Holy Quran that I find inspiring and deeply profound. So the verse that I'd like to share with you guys this week is from Surah Avari, Surah number 51, verse number 19, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَفِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ لِلسَّائِلِ وَالْمَحْرُومِ. And in their wealth is an acknowledged right for the beggar and the deprived. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Dhariyat speaks about the qualities and the attributes of the pious, of the muttaqeen. And one of the characteristics of the pious is that they recognize that in their wealth there is an acknowledged right for the beggar and for the deprived. They understand that not all of their wealth belongs to them, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed the sustenance of others in their possession as a trust that needs to be delivered to them. Now, who are these individuals that have a right over us, that have a right over our wealth? In fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't even call it our wealth. It belongs to them. Your job is to deliver it to them. Allah has placed their sustenance as a trust in your hands. And Allah mentions two types of poor people. There are those who are in need and they beg, they ask. They make it known that they are having financial difficulties. The beggars, as-sa'il. So there are those who are poor and they ask for help. The beggars. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions a second category of poor people that we often neglect, and that is al-mahroom, the deprived. There are some who will beg you, who will ask for help, and there are others who are in need, but their pride does not allow them to ask you for help. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that both of them have a right against you. Don't only assume that those who are in need are those who ask for help. There are many people, many families within our communities who are living below the poverty line. They may not be going out in the streets and begging, but they have a right against you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the believers recognize that in their wealth there is an acknowledged right for those who ask for help, the beggars, and for those who are deprived and who don't necessarily ask. And therefore we have to remember the words of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, where he says that if you know about the need of a fellow believer, do not compel them to ask you for help. Help them before they even ask you for any assistance. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to give us the tawfiq to deliver this amana that is in our hands to the beggars and to the deprived. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for giving me a few minutes of your time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.